One of the things that happens if you're unfamiliar with strategic planning is you get it confused with problem solving. And one of the misconceptions is that strategic planning is just broader or bigger problem solving. And it's actually a very different process, and it's important to set context in that. We really love to solve problems in this country, and I think most people really love to solve problems. It's extremely linear in its process. You assess a problem, explore alternatives, make a decision, and get into action. But that is not what strategic planning is about. So in problem solving, the misconception is that all of your problems align in a very uniform manner. So you solve one problem and it lines right up with the next problem that you have, and you can solve that and everyone moves forward in a very simple and streamlined way. That's the ideal. The reality is that problem solving is limiting your ability to think strategically. If you use problem solving as your primary technique for doing your long-range planning, you will end up with thinking that is divergent and often is chaotic and confusing. You don't end up with a strong strategic plan that guides focused implementation. So the challenge in your strategic planning is to prepare for taking divergent thinking and align it towards a common end destination. So to conduct strategic planning, you need to use the universal planning model. The universal planning model is set into 3 different phases. First, your strategic assessment. Then you envision the future. Third, you close it with a strategy. 3 distinct phases. What makes it different than problem solving is you assess and then you envision to define the gap before you even begin talking about how to close the gap. The focused momentum methodology builds on the universal planning model. It begins with a strategic assessment, then we move into envisioning the future, then we close the gap between your assessment of where you are today and your vision of the future and create your strategic direction. But it doesn't stop there. We also complete an integrated implementation plan so that not only do you have a clear direction, but you are well on your way to achieving it. The ultimate result that we're striving to achieve is to achieve a strong strategic focus, but with the leadership momentum you need to successfully implement your strategic plan. We want you to have strong, aligned plans towards one end goal.